Here we go.
All right. Hello, everyone. I guess we'll give people a few minutes.
All right, there you go. All right, we got people joining in. Hey, everybody. How you doing today? This is your bro, Crypto Cliff, and I'm here with Miss Latoya Jackson. We're here to talk to you guys today about business credit and how you can use business credit to fund your first investments, whether it's crypto, stocks, real estate, anything of that nature. So, Latoya, you got the floor.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Latoya Jackson. Thank you so much for having me today. I am the founder and CEO of Excel Capital Group, and today we're going to talk about business credit and funding. You are in the right place if you are an entrepreneur and you want to build business credit that's not linked to your social. You're looking for funding to launch, grow, and scale your business. And you want to learn how to use business credit to grow your business or how to properly structure your business to position yourself for funding. Cliff, is everyone able to see my screen? Because I can't see your side.
Yes, everyone should be able to see your screen. Let me make sure. Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, good. So if anybody has any questions or comments, let me know because I can't see that side while the presentation is up. All right. So you may have been rejected in the past, for credit or loans by the banks for, their requirements. Maybe you are tired of draining your retirement accounts or your checking accounts, saving accounts. Maybe you're just tired of funding everything out of your own pocket, and maybe you're new and you don't know where to start. So my goal tonight is to show you how you can get up to $250K for your business. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a brief introduction, let you guys know my background, what business credit is and why it's so important to have as an entrepreneur. We'll talk about the two ways to obtain business credit. So there is a fast way and there is a slow way. And we'll talk about the difference between both of them. And then there are 4 tiers of building business credit when you're doing it with your EIN. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about big businesses, how they use business credit to grow and scale their business, and how you can leverage it. Just like he said, you can leverage business credit for so many different ways. You can use it to grow and scale your business. You can use it to build passive income stream. You can use it to invest, just like you guys here tonight, in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, crypto, you name it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Latoya Jackson. That is my real name. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, and I went to The Ohio State University. And while I was in college, even though I grew up very poor, someone gave me that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it really opened my eyes and changed my life and introduced me to real estate because I came from a poor background. I didn't have any investors or entrepreneurs in my family. So I had to read about it through a book. And I knew one day I would get into real estate. But at the time, I was a poor college student and I wasn't sure when I was going to do that. So fast forward, I graduated. I did what they told us to do, right? Go to school, get good grades, go work in corporate America. So I majored in marketing, got a BS in business administration, and I did business to business sales for about 15 years. So I had a job opportunity that relocated me from Ohio to the DC area. When I went to the DC area, I decided to get my real estate license. And so I would work with a lot of investors and I learned quite a bit from them. They would tell me, how much they want to put into the deal, what the ARV was, what the rehab was. They would talk about business credit. That was the first time I really heard about it. And I would help them find deals. And I was doing that part-time while I was working my job full-time. And when I would close on my deals, I would see how much profit the investors would get, and then I would see how much I would get as a realtor. And then I realized I don't want to be a realtor anymore. I want to be on the investor side. Make a long story short, my job at the time, I was working for Michelin Tire Company as an outside sales rep. They moved me from DC to Chicago for a promotion. And when I moved here, I was covering 3 states as a sales rep. And so it wouldn't make sense for me to get my real estate license here. Like if I'm working in Michigan, I can't show a house in Chicago. So I was like, I'm going to learn how to be an investor. So I went to a lot of workshops, a lot of seminars, read a lot of books, joined a lot of investment groups, and partnered with some people and decided to do some deals. So within a 5-year period, we raised close to $2 million to do various real estate projects. So everything from fix and flips, buy and holds, mixed use commercial, wholesale deals, and Airbnbs as well. So out of that $2 million, it wasn't all from one source, right? 300,000 of that was business credit. Some of it was personal credit. Some of it was traditional financing, like conventional. Some of it was, taking money from 401ks and IRAs. Some of it was hard money loans. And some of that was private money where we raised money with investors to offer them a double-digit return. So I learned quite a bit about funding and fundraising, doing various real estate deals. And then one day I went to an empowerment workshop, and this woman asked this question, like, what's a DUNS number? How do I use that to get funding? And there was a CPA there. And she was like, oh, you don't need a DUNS number. You just need to be in business 2 years. You need to have $250K in gross revenue, and you need to have a 720 credit score. And I was just thinking to myself, like, that's somewhat true, that those are the requirements of the banks. But I knew from my background, I got like 40,000 in business credit, and I didn't meet any of those requirements. I wasn't in business two years. I didn't have 250K in gross revenue. I was only in business a couple months, and I was able to do that because I know that there's non-traditional lenders out there that can help you get access to funding. And so that's what led me to create Excel Capital Group. I wanted to educate entrepreneurs in other industries about the various funding opportunities that's available to them. Some entrepreneurs only may think about a bank or getting grants, but there are other ways to access capital. So that's why I started the company. So at Excel Capital Group, we offer the following services. We now have personal credit repair, business credit. Again, there's 2 ways to get it. If you want to leverage personal credit to get up to, $125,000 in 2 weeks or less, we offer those services. We also have programs to show you how to build business credit with your EIN. We offer small business financing and also real estate investment loans. So we don't have a lot of time here tonight, so we're just going to get straight to it. How do entrepreneurs currently get funding for their business? 75% of them get money from family and friends. Others use whatever they got, right? Whatever's in your checking account, whatever's in your savings account, your personal credit cards, right? You're basically using everything you got. But 9 out of 10 people, they know nothing about business credit, what it is, or what you can do with it. And these factors here, I bring this up because this was during COVID, but we're in a recession. So 29% of businesses fail because they run out of money, and over 90% of bank loans are denied. So most people that's going into a bank are not coming out with capital. And some of these financial institutions require collateral. So it's becoming a lot harder for new investors or new entrepreneurs to get access to capital. So one thing you can do is get access to business credit. Business credit, there is a way to do it where it's not linked to your social. There is a way to do it where it is. So we're going to talk about both. But this can be your contingency plan. So as a lot of business owners, dealt with COVID, I'm sure some of them wish they had like an emergency line of credit that they could have tapped into to help them throughout that time. So business credit is really critical for your business. All entrepreneurs should have it. I want you to look at it differently than most people, though. Look at it as having multiple lifelines of liquidity available when your company needs it. So maybe it's to purchase inventory. Maybe it's to expand. Maybe it's to invest in marketing, right? So here's the basic definition, what it is. Business credit is credit that is in a company name that is totally separate from you personally. With business credit, it has its own profile and it has its own score. So just like on the personal side where you have your own profile and score, same thing on the business side. It's just totally separate from you personally. When the business has an established profile and score, then the business can qualify for things in the business name with no PG, right? The business credit scores that go from 0 to 100, 80 is kind of where you want to be. That's kind of equivalent to a 700 on the personal side. The business credit scoring model is really based on payment history. the majority of your score is based on that. It's not like on the personal side where you have all those other factors like utilization and, all of that stuff that affects your score. The vast majority of your business credit score is due by payment history. And the business can qualify for credit in some instances without a personal credit check or guarantee. All right, so I know I'm moving pretty quickly. If we do have some questions, I'll take them at the end. So what is business credit and why it's so important? So it's really important that you get business credit because one day you might run out of your own money. Unless you got family or friends that's going to give you money or invest in your business, you may run out of what you have. You may run through your savings account, your checking account. You may run through your retirement, and you're going to have to access some more money if you want to keep your business going. So you're going to have to purchase something on credit or, get access to funds outside of what you have access to. It's important. Business credit is important because business credit reports are public record. So it's not like your personal credit where you have to give someone permission to give them your social and to pull your credit. Business credit scores are public record. So anyone can pull up your business credit report at any time as long as they pay a fee, right? And so this is what lenders, investors, potential partners, this is what they look at to judge whether they want to do business with you or not, or to give a loan to you. Right. So it's really, really important that when they pull your business credit report, you have something there. You have a profile, you have a score. But the basic definition of business credit is that it's a track record. It's really a track record of your financial responsibility with the business. And this is what you're judged on when they're trying to determine whether or not they want to do business with you or offer you lines of credit. And another reason that it's important is because most entrepreneurs, especially when they're first starting out, they may be missing out on opportunities and they don't even know about it. A lot of times banks will pull business credit reports and they'll be like, okay, pull all the businesses with an 80 Paydex score or higher and let's send them some funding opportunities. Like you could be missing out because you don't have your profile or your score established or you're not set up the proper way. And so the goal is to have a strong profile or robust profile so that you can get approved. And a lot of times new entrepreneurs don't know this. And when you start off with a low score or a failing score until you take steps to build up your profile. So here are some reasons why I love business credit. It's not limited to this, but here it is. So business credit, it doesn't require a personal credit check or personal guarantee. So that means even if you have bad personal credit, you can still get approved for business credit. Higher limits on the business side. So let's say, for example, Chase personally gives you $5,000. They might give your business $25,000, right? So they know that businesses need more access to capital than an individual. It also doubles your purchase power, so you have more to play with. And again, your business credit score is based on how quickly you pay those invoices. So if you think about, let's say you had a personal credit card and you want to use that on a real estate deal. If you max that out, what typically happens, right? Your utilization goes up, your score drops, lenders don't want to give you more money. And business credit card, if you max that out and that business credit card is reported to the Business Credit Bureau, it doesn't show up on your personal report and affect you personally like it would if you were maxing out a personal card. So there are a lot of things that businesses can do with business credit. They can secure lines of credit. They can lease equipment. They can finance or lease or purchase company vehicles, all in the business name without a personal guarantee. So there are two ways to get business credit, and I'm going to talk about both, right? So there is a fast way and there is a slow way. So for the fast way, the fastest way to get access to business credit is to leverage personal credit. Right now, there's pros and cons to that, but the fastest way to do it is to leverage personal credit. So if you have good personal credit, and I'll go through those requirements on the next slide here, you will see that you can get up to $250K. So if you're a new business, you can get up to $150K. If you are established, you can get up to $250K in 2 weeks. These business credit cards are 0% interest, anywhere from 6 to 12 months. So like I said, if you're, reinvesting that or using that, you're borrowing this at 0% interest, which is excellent, at least for the first 6 to 12 months. These business credit cards only report to the business credit bureaus. Okay. So they're not showing up on your personal profile. And the great thing about this is you don't have to be seasoned. You don't have to be in business 2 years. You don't have to have 250K revenue. There's no revenue requirements. You could be a brand new business and do this if you have great personal credit. Now, what is the drawback? You got to keep it in good standing, right? As long as you keep these cards in good standing, meaning you're paying your bills every month or you're paying it off, it'll never show up on your personal. Where it can show up on your personal is if you default. Okay, so just a little bit on that. All right, so now we're going to move over to the slow way to get business credit, and that is building up the credit in your company name with your EIN. All right, and you can start to get things, such as cars or different things like that without having to do a personal guarantee. So let's look at the difference between the two ways, okay? If you're leveraging great personal credit, then you can get up to 150K in 2 weeks or less, and you can use that in your business, and it's reporting to the business credit bureaus, right? When you're doing it with your EIN, there's 4 tiers, there's 4 levels of it. And so it takes a lot longer. Some people come to me, I need this money yesterday. Well, if you're doing it with your EIN, it just does not happen that fast. So you start off with the credibility steps to make sure that your business is set up the proper way to get approved for funding. And then there's 4 tiers, right? And I'll go into those in just a moment. All right, so let's talk about the requirements, right? If you have good personal credit and you want to get up to 150K in 2 weeks or less, what are lenders looking for? These are the general guidelines. So they're looking for a 700 score or higher across all three credit bureaus, okay? Don't use Credit Karma. They don't use that. If you have like MyFICO, Experian, different things like that, 700 or higher across all 3 bureaus. What's the most important part is your profile. So some people will be like, I got a 700 score. I should have got approved. What is on the profile? Some people can have a 700 score with 1 credit card with a $500 balance. That is not a strong profile. So a strong profile is no bankruptcies, no foreclosures, no liens, no judgments or collections. Or if you've had these things in the past, you've reestablished your credit since then, like within the last 2 years. So strong profile is most important. Credit card minimum. You have to have a minimum of $5,000 in credit card limits, because generally you'll qualify for 3 to 5 times what you have in personal limits. So say you've got, a $10,000 personal credit card. Well, you'll qualify to 30 to 50K when it comes to business credit cards. Okay. Inquiries, no more than 6 inquiries per bureau for the last 2 years. And credit history, well, at least 3 years of credit history to look at. So if you just got your first card and only has a $500 balance, that's a thin profile, okay? Utilization has to be below 30%. Couple things to look into. Authorized users, they don't factor that into how much you qualify for. It's only the accounts that you're primary on. And again, this is the fastest way to get it. You don't have to show tax returns. You don't have to show revenue. It could be a new business. Or if your credit isn't strong, you can have a credit partner. All right. So that is the fast way to get business credit cards. So Clip, are there any questions so far? Or you want me to keep going and then just take anything at the end?
You can keep going. That's fine.
Okay. Business checkbook lines of credit. So business checkbook lines of credit are, hold on one second. Okay, sorry. Business checkbook lines of credit is more for established entrepreneurs. So this is the one like the bank example where you got to be in business 2 years and have 250K in gross revenue, and you have to be able to show that via 2-year tax returns. So if you are an established business owner and you have at least a 670 or higher, you can qualify for unsecured business checkbook line of credit. It's kind of, you have access to it online. You can transfer money to your checking account, but you also have a card if you need to access it that way as well. So these are 2 ways to access business credit if you want to do it with a personal guarantee, right? The established entrepreneurs are the ones who really qualify for the business checkbook lines of credit. For business credit cards, new entrepreneurs as well as established entrepreneurs can get that. Newer entrepreneurs can get up to 125K. Established entrepreneurs can get up to 250K. All right. So again, I know we don't have much time, so we'll keep going. Term loans. This is just another product I threw in here. This is a personal term loan. Term meaning you pay the loan back in 3, 5, or 7 years. The reason that I brought this up on this webinar is because some people use these to use these personal loans in their business, and you can do that. You can pay it back in 3, 5, or 7 years. You can get up to $300K in 2 weeks. It's direct deposited into your bank account, and you can use it however you wish. So the requirements for this is still the same credit profile requirements as the business credit card. You have to have at least a 680 score or higher, and you have to show income of at least $40K a year via tax returns for the past 2 years. So this is another loan. It's a personal loan. It does show up on your personal credit report, but it's another option if you want to use this in real estate, if you want to use this as you guys are with crypto or stocks and bonds, right? I always say, if you're going to leverage funding, leverage it to make more money. Don't ever leverage it to pay off more debt or renovate your house, or always leverage it to make money. All right. So we have a lot of funding options with our company. We do offer the business credit cards if you want to do a personal guarantee. We also have courses on how to do it with your EIN. If you want to learn more about that, you can go on our website, excelcapitalgroupllc.com, and just schedule a consultation. Again, so we can help you get business credit cards up to, $250K in 2 weeks or less. Unsecured business checkbook lines of credit. Again, that's more for established entrepreneurs. Term loans are personal loans. If you meet those requirements, you can pay it back in 3, 5, or 7 years. We have personal credit repair, personal credit cards, and now offering real estate investment loans as well. So if you need capital, you need funding, be sure to go to our website to schedule a complimentary business funding consultation, and we can help you. So last thing I want to get into is how to do it with your EIN. We talked a little bit about it earlier. You start off with the credibility steps. That is making sure the business is set up the proper way to meet lender guidelines. That's making sure your entity is set up the proper way, making sure everything matches with the Secretary of State and IRS, making sure you have your DUNS number, make sure you got your business bank account, make all of those things to ensure that lenders will lend to you. You want to look like a credible business. You want to have everything in order before you even start this process. So that's the first step. Next is the 4 tiers. So there are 4 tiers of building business credit. You start off with smaller accounts, right? The goal is to work your way up to tier 4. So for example, let's say you want to purchase at least a truck and you're in the trucking industry, right? There are auto commercial finance companies that offer financing that you can get in your business name with no personal guarantee, but you've got to have enough credit in your business name in order to qualify for that, or they're going to default to a PG, all right, or personal guarantee. So in order to get there, right, there's also Visas and MasterCards with no PG. However, you start off on tier 1. Tier 1 is where you get vendor credit, store credit, net 30 accounts. That's where you order something now and you pay for it later, right? This accounts like Uline, Granger, places like that. They're going to start you off with a small line, because when they pull your business credit report, nothing is there. Okay, so you're going to start off small. Once you show that you can pay your payments on time and you get your business credit score, you can move on to tier 2. Tier 2 is where you get the higher revolving commercial lines of credit. That could be $5,000, $10,000. Examples of that could be, Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, if you're in real estate. There's a Sam's Club card, a store card, and a MasterCard, right? So this is where you'll get the higher revolving types of credit. Same thing with tier 2. So once you get to tier 4, now you'll have enough credit in your business name where the business can start to qualify for those things with no PG. All right. So it's a process. All right. So what are the advantages of business credit? Number 1, I would say 90% of the population doesn't know about it, but now with TikTok and Reels, people are more aware of it. You can use it to your advantage. Your competition may not be utilizing business credit. It's a lot easier to grow when you have access to credit versus when you don't. You could do things like advertising. It's a great way to leverage business credit to make a return on your investment. And you could do all of this without putting your personal credit at jeopardy. So before we end, I want to give you some examples of big businesses and how they use it. You have companies like Walmart, Facebook. Every highly successful business in the country uses business credit, every single one of them. These companies use business credit to help them get as big as they are today. And I'm going to show you the Experian. Remember, there's 3 business credit bureaus: Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax Commercial, and Experian Commercial. We're going to look at the Experian trade lines for these companies. So if you look here, Facebook has 40 trade lines on their Experian business credit report. you look down at the bottom, Microsoft has 131 trade lines. In the top right, you see Apple, they have 138. And Walmart has 513 trade lines, right? One of the biggest retailers in the world, 513 trade lines. Why do they have so many trade lines? Well, Walmart, if you think about it, they're not really paying for the merchandise that's on their sales floor, right? Let's say that they want to get some soap. Procter & Gamble gives them a net 90. Let's say they get $5,000 worth of soap. They put it on their shelf. They put their markup. Customers come and buy it. They had 90 days to pay it back. They're basically using the customer's money to pay for it. So if you think about that, 513 trade lines, are they really paying for the merchandise that's on their shelf wholesale up front? No, they're putting it on their shelf. The customers are paying for it. They're paying it off and getting their profit, right? So they're leveraging that as well. And you could do that in your business too, if you're in retail. So what I want to show you is, contrary to what most people believe, business credit is not just for big companies. Any company can build business credit. Big companies are typically the ones who enjoy the benefits of business credit because they have people like CFOs who know how to obtain it and know how to use it, whereas most small businesses don't, right? I told you I have a business degree and I never heard of business credit until I became a realtor and I was helping investors find deals and they were telling me about it. And I felt like, why do I have a business degree and I know nothing about business credit? Or why in the business program do they not have courses on funding when that's like one of the top reasons that entrepreneurs go out of business? But anyways, what I'm saying is you can absolutely get your hands on the same type of benefits that they do. You just have to know the formula to obtain it. So here's how most businesses use business credit, right? As you can see here, 46% of them use it to invest in new plant equipment. 19% use it to expand or to maintain their workforce. You can use it to hire more employees, increase inventory, research and development, employee compensation, that sort of thing. So just look at it. You can use it for inventory, expansion, staff, remodeling, vehicles, advertising, payroll, and emergencies. I'll show you how I've used it. I'm in the process now of a passive income stream with Amazon. I'm using it for inventory. I've used it for staff. I had a virtual assistant over in the Philippines, so I used it for payroll. I have a car on Turo, so I have used it for that. And I've also used it for advertising with Facebook ads. But there are many, many different ways that you can leverage business credit. And these are just some of the examples. So I always say you either use it to grow and scale your current business, or you use it to build some passive income. You can use it towards the purchase and rehab of real estate. There are some business lines of credit with no personal guarantee in real estate, like I mentioned earlier. Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, Floor & Decor, all of those places offer commercial business lines of credit. Also, Wayfair now, if you're into the Airbnb space, there's companies that offers business lines of credit that helps in that. You can use it for financing for short-term needs and increase the company's purchase power, pay yourself while you're expanding, use it for working capital. Also, you can use it for your investment portfolio. Again, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, crypto, however you want to leverage it. Always think about using it as good debt, right? You're leveraging it to make money. You can use it for passive income, Turo, Airbnb, vending machines, ATMs, Amazon, Shopify, Etsy. There's so many different ways, right? But remember, the goal is to make money from money. All right. So before you start the process, we recommend that you take some essential steps to make sure you're doing it the proper way. If you don't take the time to set up your business the proper way, you'll have a lot of denied applications. And we have courses to show you how to do that. So we have 2 programs to help you build business credit with your EIN. We have our masterclass, which is a beginner course. The beginner course shows you the steps to take within the next 30 days. So those 10 credibility steps that we talked about, making sure that your business is set up the proper way to get funding, to get business credit, right? You want to meet their debt, their guidelines. The goal is to look like a big business, even though you may not be, at least on paper, in these lenders' eyes, so they can approve you, right? So it's going over the 4-step formula of what you need to do within the next 30 days, right? Setting it up the proper way, getting your DUNS number set up, getting your credit profiles established with the 3 business credit bureaus, and giving you some vendors to start building your business credit with. So if you've never built business credit, it's a great beginner course. Our other course is the membership program. That's our advanced program. It's group coaching. It's helping you go from tier 1 to tier 4 in 6 months or less. And Cliff is in the program. So I'm going to share with you some people that's in our program, and then we'll go ahead and end. This is Alonzo. He's a broker here in Illinois. And if I go back, I know I'm running out of time. He was able to get a loan to buy a 2019 Range Rover in his company name through our program. This is Jen. She went the PG way. She did PG and non-PG. She has an Airbnb business, so she used business credit to fund her Airbnb. She has 2 of them in Ohio, and she also started a company with her vegan business, and she used business credit for that. So she was approved for about $60,000 doing the PG way. And then she started building business credit with her EIN to help with her Airbnb too. And she'll tell you about it.
Hey everybody, Excel Capital Group helped me tremendously. I did go the fast way, by the way, because I had some things that were pending, but I was able to get over $60K in credit card, business credit cards. And I was able to start actually a couple of businesses. I started an Airbnb business and I started my event planning business. So I would recommend it to everyone. The modules are very, very easy to follow. It literally felt like my hand was being held the entire time. And for me, that's the way that I need to learn. There was so much that I didn't know about business funding, and I can't even tell you. I mean, it was just so worth it for me to be a member. And the fact that you have the modules or have access to the modules for life is amazing. I couldn't ask for anything more. Latoya really knows her stuff. And I'm extremely grateful that I actually found this program. It's like I found it right in the nick of time. I mean, in the sense of like when I really needed it the most. So I'm grateful to Excel Capital Group for all the knowledge and a very well put together program.
All right. So this is Lachelle. She's in the trucking business. She was able to get a tractor and a trailer in her company name through the program. These are some other receipts. That's a non-PG card. Camilla, she was able to get a $10,000 non-PG equipment financing loan for her jewelry business. And she also has multiple lines of credit and grants that she got in the program too.
My name is Camilla Campbell, and the name of my business is The Pink Locket. Prior to joining Excel Capital, I had 2 lines of credit in my business name and also in my personal name. I was looking for a way to just start building business credit and only my business name. And since joining the program, I've been able to acquire 6 lines of credit in strictly my business name, and one of them being a actual commercial loan, my first commercial loan. I believe that the program itself equips you with the knowledge, the know-how, and the steps necessary to actually just begin building credit in your business name. Latoya is very well versed. You can ask any questions, and it doesn't matter what stage you're at in your business. I think the program is overall would be beneficial regardless of whatever stage you're at. There's also a lot of motivation to stay consistent, and there's just a plethora of just like good information that can really help you take your business to where it needs to go. So I would definitely recommend signing up for the program or joining the program if you would like to actually see movement in your business as far as your building credit is concerned.
Okay, so I know that's all my time, but just wanted to share that with you. If you want to learn more about our programs, how to build business credit with your EIN, feel free to go to our website, schedule a consultation, and we can get you more information. If you're looking for funding, whether that is business credit cards, We have other small business financing programs, and we also have real estate investment loans. So if you guys have any questions, there's the number there and our email, and you can also go to our website and schedule a consultation. So thank you all for your time. Cliff, was there any questions or comments?
I don't see any comments in here, but I'm looking on this. Let me look on Facebook for a second.
Okay.
I know quite a few people said they actually couldn't get on, but I'm going to replay the video anyway.
Okay.
All right. So one question I did have from someone who actually couldn't make it is, what is the importance of actually using debt as an instrument when it comes down to your investments? What's highly important about using debt versus putting your own money into those plays?
That's an excellent question. And there's a couple of ways to look at that. Number one, you may run out of your own money at some point, right? I mean, if you're fortunate enough to have your own money to do your own deals, to fund your own business, great. But a lot of people are not in that situation. So you get to a point in your business where you are either running out of money or you're tired of using your own money, and you need to leverage funds outside of you so that you can continue to grow. But you want to know the difference between good debt and bad debt, right? Bad debt is buying things that is not going to make you any money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said you never want to get business credit and go on vacation or, buy TVs, buy clothes and car. The whole point is to leverage it to make money either in your business or with some passive income streams. And so one, you may run out of your own money. Maybe you got denied by bank loans or whatever. You can't get, for whatever reason, you need more money to grow and scale. And so you just want to make sure that you are leveraging it to make money. Like real estate is a great example, right? If you had $100,000, would you take that and buy one house? No. The answer would be take $100,000, and just put, 20% down on 5 houses and let the bank finance the rest. You now have 5 properties paying you rent instead of 1. Mm-hmm. So you want to leverage your money, taking as little out of your pocket as possible. And think about it. That's how the rich get rich. They leverage other people's money to make them money. So, like I said, you may run out of your own money and you still need to continue to grow and scale. And that's a great way to do it.
Absolutely. And I think one thing a lot of people don't understand about using debt is that debt is not taxed the same way everything else is taxed.
Mm-hmm.
When you taking your own personal money going into an investment, you're going to get taxed at the highest rates versus you using debt as an instrument to actually invest into something. You're basically not getting taxed. That's one of the ways that a lot of billionaires and millionaires actually get around taxes. They use debt instruments to actually invest into those properties or invest into those instruments like crypto, stocks, or futures, even Forex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. So thank you. I definitely appreciate you coming on and educating everybody about the importance of business credit. Yes, I am a student of LaToya. I am a student. I've learned so much from her. I think it's been over a year now, right?
Yeah.
I learned so much from her when it comes down to building business credit and leveraging business credit when it comes down to you being able to invest into different projects.
Well, thank you for having me. If anybody has any questions or want to schedule a consultation, just let us know.
Well, absolutely. And LaToya is also a Blockchain Bureau Elite member.
Yay.
All right. All right.
Yes.
So I got you. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with the intro into crypto. All right. Everybody see my screen? Can you see my screen on your side?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure. Before we get into it, let me make sure. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and get into it. The intro into crypto. The reason why I wanted us to collab on business credit and investing in general is because of this one point I just made, which is you can use debt, business lines of credit, to start funding your investment journey. Now, one of the biggest reasons a lot of people don't dive into investing is because they don't have the capital that they think they need to actually get into investing. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had students, I've had clients coming to me with $50 and actually build up a portfolio that had over 5 figures. It happens all the time. And it's because they had a plan set in place before they actually came. And when they came to me, we just could move in motion. But it is very much so a lot easier for you to move mountains in any investment space when you have access to capital. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, welcome to the intro into crypto. The very first thing I like to talk about is something that we're talking about right now, especially dealing with business credit, which is the mindset of an investor. Your mindset plays a huge part in every single aspect of your entire existence. Now, whether it's your religious belief, whether it's your work ethic, your workout ethic, anything that you go to put your mind to, if you go in with the positive notion that you're going to move mountains, when you go into it with the positive mindset that you're getting ready to accomplish your goals, you can achieve just about anything. Can everybody agree to that? All right. So I like to use analogies when I teach, and everybody pretty much knows I like to tell stories. First story I want to tell is the story of a bottle. The first analogy I want to use is an analogy of a bottle of alcohol. Now, this alcohol, a lot of people know about this as alcohol. It's one of the worst tasting alcohols on the planet. It is called Seagram's Gin. Everybody knows about Seagram's Gin. It's the worst tasting alcohol. But people consume this alcohol because it intoxicates you extremely fast. All right. But what's the aftermath of you drinking Seagram's Gin? You're passing out everywhere. You might be throwing up. You have an all-around bad experience. Have a hangover for days upon days. This is the analogy to describe the average investor. You see, 87% of people who invest into every financial class, I'm not just talking about crypto. I'm talking about crypto, stocks, futures, forex, even real estate. 87% of people who invest into those financial classes lose money. This is not by coincidence. It's by design. And it's because most people go in with the mindset that they're getting ready to either get rich quick or die trying, basically. They want to throw $10 in the market today, and they want to capitalize on that $10 tomorrow. And that's simply not how the market works. That's simply not how investing works. All right. So the next analogy I want to use is an analogy to describe the institutional or advanced level investing. Now, one of my favorite drinks of all time is Johnnie Walker Blue. When you go into an alcohol store and you pick up a bottle of Johnnie Walker Blue, you can automatically feel the wealth of that bottle. It's a lot heavier. It's a lot more dense than most alcohol bottles. When you crack open the top of Johnnie Walker and you smell the contents of that bottle, you can smell how to use certain wood oak barrels to age that alcohol for 20 plus years. When you finally taste that alcohol, you can taste the filtration systems that they use to make it a clean, smooth, crisp taste. Now, this is an analogy to describe the institutional or advanced level investor. You see, when I get into a play, let's say I want to get into one of my favorite cryptos of all time, Cardano. I want to dissect and look at every single bit of every information I can find on Cardano. I want to see what Cardano is doing, what this technology is actually offering, right? So I want to go into Cardano's website. I want to read their entire website. I want to go on Cardano's blog. I want to go to their Twitter page. I want to take my time to do my due diligence so that I know when I put my money into this play, when I put my hard-earned money into this play, I'm going to have the best possibility of making a profit in the lowest risk factor when it comes to losing my money. So the key component that separates investors is research and information. That one key component could either make you a successful investor or an investor who complains about always losing money in the market. Right. Now, who am I? I'm Crypto Cliff. I've been a full-time investor since 2011. I started out in the Forex market. I lost a lot of money in Forex. Went from Forex, just completely bypassed stocks, buying and selling regular stocks. I went into stock options. I lost a lot more money in stock options. To this day, I'm still scared of stock options. All right. I first heard of cryptocurrency back in 2011, early 2011. A friend of mine came to me and he actually told me about crypto. And I was like most people, I was very, very skeptical. I was like, man, what are you talking about when it comes down to digital currency? I don't want to hear it. If it's not dollar bills, if it's not stocks, if it's not real estate, if it's not precious metals, I don't want to hear about it. Fast forward to 2012. This same friend of mine came to me and told me, he said, listen, man, remember that Bitcoin I was telling you about a year and a half ago? I was like, yeah, I just made $480,000 on it. Now he grabbed my attention. He helped me buy my first bits of Bitcoin for $127.37 per BTC. And that BTC, that Bitcoin, completely changed my perspective on everything I knew as a investment. Because within a few months, that $1,000 investment that I put into Bitcoin turned to over $10,000. And at that point, I was absolutely hooked. So why is cryptocurrency so important? Now, I used to say that crypto was the future of everything. It's no longer the future of everything. It's the present moment of everything. Everything right now is full throttle cryptocurrency. Every single industry you can think of, every major Fortune 500, even Fortune 200 and 100 companies are already full throttle cryptocurrency. Even the largest investment corp on the planet, BlackRock. I know a lot of people don't know what BlackRock is, but BlackRock absolutely knows everything about you because they control everything about you. The largest financial institution on the planet just came out, the CEO just came out and deemed cryptocurrency digital gold. And even came out, and he said this verbatim, the next world billionaires and millionaires will be created from the crypto market. He also said we need to use cryptocurrency as a hedge against inflation because it's the most deflationary asset on the planet. This is the CEO of BlackRock. The CEO of BlackRock. This company owns half of Amazon. They've never spoke a word of Amazon, yet they came out and backed cryptocurrency. If that is not a flag, that's not a green flag, not a gold flag to you, I don't know what else to tell you. Now, to talk about why cryptocurrency is the present moment, we have to talk about and go back into the original barter system. In general, the barter system started out as me being maybe a farmer, you being a farmer. We both swapped apples for oranges. We then started using precious stones and colorful rocks as a means of payments for goods and services. From that system, we then went into the Iron Age, where we started finding out about gold and silver and copper. And we started using that as a means for us payments for goods and services. We then converted that system over into the banking system, which we know today, which is the fiat currency system, right? From that system, we're going back into the original system somewhat. Now we're going back to that peer-to-peer networking system that will allow us to interact peer-to-peer versus going through third-party middlemen that always pinch pennies out of every single transaction that we do. Do you know that at every single transaction, whether you're swapping your car for a stick of gum or you're paying your mortgage, there are at least 4 people that make money off the transaction? See, crypto and blockchain in general is a system that allows us to become our own financial systems, our own financial institutions, and make money and send money between each other. That is what cryptocurrency is. So that answers a lot of questions for the people who always say, well, crypto has absolutely no use cases. The use case in itself is the fact that I can interact peer-to-peer with you and cut out everybody else that's going to pinch pennies out of our circumstances or out of our situations. Right? Now, let's go back in the time machine. Let's go back to January of 2021. To be more exact, let's go back to January 5th of 2021. This is why I love crypto so much. January 5th of 2021, if you would have put $1,000 investment, just $1,000 into Shiba Inu, $1,000 investment, January 5th, check this out. By August 18th, 2021, 8 months later, that $1,000 investment would have turned into $2.1 million. $2.1 million from $1,000 investment in 8 months. That same $1,000 in Solana would have turned into $104,000. That same $1,000 into Matic would turn into $69,000. That same $1,000 into Luna would have turned into $56,000. Dogecoin $45,000. ADA would have turned into $11,000. Now, I challenge everybody watching this video. This is on YouTube, Facebook. It's going to be on TikTok, Instagram. I challenge everybody watching this video. If you can tell me another investment, whether it's legal or illegal, where you can take $1,000 investment and turn it into $2.1 million in 8 months, I will give you my entire portfolio. Anybody want to take a wild guess? Let's see if we have anybody in the comments who wants to take a wild guess on what investment, whether it's legal or illegal, that can turn from $1,000 invested over into $2.1 million. 721 students. I haven't had a correct answer yet. There is no other financial instrument on the planet There's no other financial investment on the planet where you can make these high profitable gains other than cryptocurrency. Crypto has outworked gold. It has outworked oil, Apple, Microsoft. This is the most deflationary asset in human nature. It's the most deflationary asset in human history, to be completely honest. All right. These are some of the profits that we've made in the blockchain bureau over time, right? Just by investing in the cryptocurrency. $44,997 in the last 60 days. All right. Now, I want to talk about this for a bit. I want everybody to take a screenshot of this because this chart right here dictates your entire existence. This is the psychology of a market cycle. Now, most people don't know this, but every market, whether it's crypto, stocks, orange juice, oil, every single market runs in a cycle, right? You have what's called a bullish cycle and you have a bearish cycle. Now, the bearish cycle is when everything is going completely down. Everything is going completely wrong. Everything is going to hell. People are jumping off buildings. Nobody's making money. But people who are actually betting against the bear market are making money, but no one's making money. It's an all-around terrible experience. Now, the crypto bear market lasts anywhere from 11 to 14 months. Then we have the bullish market, right? The bull market. The bull market is when everything is going up. We had a steady uptrend in the markets. People are making money. People are getting back into the markets, right? That bull market lasts anywhere from 3 to 3.5 years. We just entered the next crypto bullish market, November of 2022. Now, next year is when the Bitcoin halving comes to play. Now, the Bitcoin halving is when the circulating reward supply of Bitcoin is slashed in half, and it always indicates the next all-time high. This next all-time high comes roughly around 8 to 12 months after the halving. So the last halving we had, Bitcoin reached a max of $68,000. With the mass adoption of Bitcoin right now, the mass adoption of cryptocurrency in general right now, they're expecting that this Bitcoin halving could reach anywhere between $250,000 to $400,000 per BTC. That means right now, getting into the space at $29,000, and you do not have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You can buy portions of Bitcoin, as little as $10 in Bitcoin. But right now, get into the space at $29,000 per BTC. By December 2024, going into 2025, you could potentially 1,000x your return on Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is expected to go to anywhere between $250,000 to $400,000 per Bitcoin by December 2024, going into January 2025. Now, so let's talk about this market cycle a little bit more. Now, what you see on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, complacency, anxiety, disbelief, panic. This is what we call the bearish market. This is when everything is going completely down. Now, to show you where we are right now in the markets, we're right here between optimism and belief. With the CEO of BlackRock coming out, basically deeming cryptocurrency, digital gold, we're right here between optimism and belief. With every financial institution on the planet getting ready to install XRP and 10 other cryptocurrencies into their markets, we're right here between disbelief and optimism. With every broker account right now, Fidelity, E-Trade, Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, with all of those companies right now building wallets to hold cryptocurrency, especially with the Bitcoin ETF that's getting ready to drop. Right now is a pivotal moment for you to be investing into the system. Right now, it's imperative for you to be looking into Bitcoin, looking into cryptocurrency in general, because the people who are getting into the market today will be the same people who will be capitalizing off the market tomorrow. So we're right here between disbelief and optimism. What is this telling you to do in the markets right now? Knowing that we can hit between $250,000 to $400,000, what would that suggest you to do in the market right now? Buy. Not financial advice. This is Quant. I want y'all to look at this picture. This is a cryptocurrency called Quant. You see any familiar names in this picture? Quant's network spans out across multiple different industries in the crypto space. And this is just one cryptocurrency. We'll leave it here for a second. Google, Apple, Intel, Samsung, Bitcoin, Citibank, Bank of America. Should I keep going? Google, Apple Pay, PayPal. These are all companies who are full throttle into Quant right now. This is just one cryptocurrency. If I was to show you who's all into Bitcoin right now, it will blow your mind. Better yet, if I was to show you how 3,600 banks around the world right now are using XRP, that would probably even blow your mind even more. Crypto is not something that's coming down the pipeline. We're already here. All right. Now, let's talk about why the crypto market exists in the very, very first place. You see, people think the crypto market exists because of the Illuminati or because of the government systems. But truthfully, if you really read the Bitcoin white paper, the white paper of cryptocurrency tells you every single aspect of that cryptocurrency. It tells you what that cryptocurrency has done in the past, what they're doing right now in the present, and what they're doing in the future. If you read the Bitcoin white paper, you will see that Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of crypto, originally created Bitcoin in the blockchain as a way to combat the wealth gap. Crypto is literally the most revolutionary act in human history. It was created for us to combat the big time systems, the big time banking system that scam us out of our dollar bills every single day. So let's talk about it. Does everybody know what, oh, can we go back? Sorry. Does everybody know what compounding interest is? So compounding interest is when you take the earned interest of a principal balance of an investment and put that interest right back into that investment. It's basically when your money makes money, and that money turns around and makes more money, and that money turns around and makes more money. Now, here's a statistic that most people don't know. If our ancestors would have had access to $100 in 1865, they would have flipped that money so much by putting it into a compounding interest investment. They would have flipped it so many times, it would be worth $3.5 million in today's value. Yeah, but we didn't have access to $100 back then. But who did? Corporations, banking systems. Imagine how much money they've created from those compounding interest investments. Paycheck to paycheck. We all know someone who lives paycheck to paycheck. Here's the thing. Do you know that 83% of the working class adults in this country live paycheck to paycheck? 83%. Here's a crazy statistic for you. You want to know do you know how many people who make over $200,000 a year live paycheck to paycheck? A lot of people. Here's another crazy statistic for you. You'll be surprised at how many millionaires live paycheck to paycheck, especially celebrities. It's not just a broke person thing. It goes across all classes. Here's another crazy statistic for y'all as well, too. Because a lot of people think this $1 million market is so unattainable. Let me break it down for you. Do you know that there are 22 million millionaires in America? Let me say that one more time for y'all. There are 22 million millionaires that are citizens of the United States of America. Celebrities, the people who we see on TV every single day, make up less than 1% of those millionaires. That means the average millionaire is a self-made millionaire. That means it's more likely that your next door neighbor, the person who you speak to every single day, is a millionaire. Now, knowing that statistic, how much more obtainable is that millionaire mark now? Because 22 million people have already done it. And 90% of that 22 million were self-made millionaires, meaning they didn't come from money. They built that net worth themselves. So stop saying you can't be a millionaire, because you can be a millionaire. Anybody can be a millionaire. I can tell you right now, getting into $1 million is easy. It's keeping $1 million is the hard part. Right? Corrupt banking systems and inflation rate. Let's talk about the inflation rate. Now, let's talk about banking systems first when it comes down to banking systems. Do you know your bank only paid you 0.015% interest on every single dollar you put in a bank account? 0.015% interest. With the national inflation rate being 8.5%, that means you lose 8.48% interest on every single dollar you put in a bank account. You saving money is losing money. And I had some people tell me, well, I just put my money on the mattress. Yeah, now you're losing 8.5%. You're not even getting 0.015% interest. Let's talk about this bank thing for a second. Because a lot of people has got this whole situation confused. I want to go into a scenario. Let's say I gave you $1,000. I gave you $1,000. Until you answer this question for me. All right. Let's say I gave you $1,000. And I mean, you gave me $1,000. And I took that $1,000 from you and said, I'm going to hold this $1,000 for you. And I'm going to pay you 0.015% interest on this $1,000. Right? But I do something called fractional lending, meaning I can lend out 12 times the amount of that $1,000. Now I have $12,000 that I'm lending out for anywhere between 4 to 24% interest, making thousands of dollars more on that $1,000 that you lended me. And I'm only paying you 0.015% interest on the money that you lent me in the first place that allowed me to even do fractional lending. What would you call me?
What did you say? What would I call it?
What would you call me? If I'm making all this money off of the money you gave me, I'm gonna tell you that. What would you call me?
I'd be angry. But I mean, that's what the banks do.
You would call me a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we not calling out our banking systems?
Because they're legally allowed to do it.
Yeah. Your banking system is the biggest scam on the planet. That banking system. Think about that. That should make you angry inside. But most people just go with the flow. That's our banking system. If that's not corrupt, I don't know what is. Now let's talk about the inflation rate. Now, I remember, I'm 38 years old, I'm fairly young, but I remember when you used to be able to take a $100 bill and go to a grocery store, and you could fill your entire cart up with groceries with $100. What could that same $100 bill get you today?
Probably 5 or 6.
Yeah. The inflation rate is at an all-time high. What most people don't understand about the inflation rate and about our debt right now, because we're in true debt, we're over $100 trillion in true debt, 35.4 trillion on paper. What most people don't understand about this, right now we live in the largest financial bubble in U.S. history. We're in the biggest debt position in U.S. history right now. And that debt in that bubble is set to pop at any moment. All right, let's talk about it. This is a debt clock. I want everybody on this entire call to go to usdebtclock.org, and you can see our debt in real time. You don't have to take my word for it. Go look it up. They even put a pretty clock up here for you. This is our debt. And China owns 94% of our debt now. We'll talk about that in a minute on another video when it comes down to the BRICS system. All right. The recession. Most people don't know that we're already full throttle in the recession. We've been in a recession since 2019. Now we're getting ready to go into a global depression. And this global depression is getting ready to cause what we consider the equivalent of World War III. There are countries literally ganging up together right now to form alliances. We got the BRICS system ganging up together right now to form alliances against everything going on with the UN. Everybody on this entire call needs to look up this thing called ISO 222. ISO 222. All right. Now, when it comes down to everything we talked about dealing with the wealth gap, there's a solution. And that solution is cryptocurrency by way of blockchain technology. Now, what is blockchain tech? See, people think blockchain and crypto go hand in hand. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Cryptocurrency, really honestly, is just a small sector of the blockchain. The blockchain is vast. It's massive. It's literally thousands of times larger than the internet itself. What is the blockchain? The blockchain is a system of accountability. It brings every single bit of the data that we harness and we govern and we we use every single day and puts it into verifiable files for you so that you can have access to your own data. Here's something that a lot of people don't know. Your data is a new asset class now. Anybody ever go on Amazon, you're looking at a t-shirt, you're looking at a cup or anything on Amazon, and you go to Facebook and that same thing pops up and you see it right on Facebook, then you go to Instagram, it pops up on Instagram, and you go to TikTok and it's on TikTok. It's because Amazon has sold your data. Now they're going to keep hitting you and hitting you and hitting you and hitting you until you buy that damn cup, right? Until you buy that damn shirt. They sell your data back and forth. Even selling your data, they even sell your data to the U.S. government. The FBI agencies have your data. Your data is a new asset class. The blockchain makes it possible for you to harness and govern your own data. That's what the blockchain is. It's a system of accountability. It's a big brother version of the internet system. All right? Now, what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is nothing more than a form of payment that can be used online. That's it. People overcomplicate crypto. Now, with that being said, crypto itself is attached to a corporation or a company. That company builds innovative technology. That company builds that technology that's going to take over certain industries of the world. Prime example, we have Cardano. I love Cardano. That's why I talk about Cardano a lot. All right. Cardano is in the world of business and finance. They literally make financial institutions run more efficiently. In order for you to be able to buy into the company of Cardano, you have to buy the cryptocurrency, which is ADA. So it's almost essentially like buying a stock, but this is a stock that you can actually sell for different products. That's what a cryptocurrency is. It's a form of payment that's in multiple different industries of the world. All right. Give y'all some tools today. Here's some cryptocurrency that will help you build wealth. We have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the king of all cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is the GOAT. Bitcoin is the MJ, is the Michael Jordan of the crypto space. All right. Outside of Bitcoin, everything else is considered an altcoin. All right. Ethereum. Ethereum is the mothership of the crypto space. Most of the crypto space was literally birthed from the Ethereum blockchain. All right. So Ethereum in itself is a powerhouse. I like to use this analogy. Jordan was the big time face of the NBA, still is the face of the NBA. He took all the big shots. He took all the big risks. He was the one who won the championships. He was the one who got all the grace. He was the one who got all the glory. But anybody who really knows anything about basketball, we know that Scottie Pippen was the one who ran the offense and the defense. Scottie Pippen was that catalyst that helped the Chicago Bulls win that many championships. Ethereum is the Scottie Pippen of the crypto space. Cardano is what we call a level 2 cryptocurrency. It was literally birthed from Ethereum. Therefore, it is a level 2 cryptocurrency. Ripple is the first centralized cryptocurrency that can be used, governed, and owned by an entity, government, or institution. All right. So, with that being said, this is today's course. I want to jump on here real quick and really dive in and give you guys some insight on cryptocurrency and how we can use business credit to fund your investment tools. All right. So, you have any questions? Give me a second. Let me stop my screen. All right. Let's see if we have any questions. All right. No questions. All right. I want to thank you for joining in, Latoya. This has been a beautiful thing. I definitely think. I know a lot of people got a lot of value out of what we did tonight.
Right. Well, thank you so much for having me.
No problem. You want to leave your contact one more time before we jump off?
Yes. So I'm Latoya Jackson with Excel Capital Group. You can follow us on all social media platforms as Excel Capital Group. If you're interested in our programs or funding, feel free to go to our website, www.excelcapitalgroupllc.com, and schedule a consultation. It's a complimentary business funding consultation. Again, we offer personal credit repair, business credit, PG and non-PG, learning how to do it with your EIN, small business financing, and real estate investment loans. And if you mention this webinar on our consultation, we can give you a discount on our program. So if you guys have any further questions or anything, feel free to reach out. You can send email, inbox, or whatever works best for you. And thank you so much for having me.
No problem. You guys know who I am. I'm Crypto Cliff. Listen, The next 6-week course is coming in the middle of August. If you want to be a part of that 6-week course, it's $399.97. If you mention this webinar, tonight, I will give you 10% off. Also, I have my one-on-ones. I only have 7 slots available for my one-on-ones before I completely stop teaching one-on-one. All right. So we got some big other things popping right now in the Blockchain Bureau. We're getting ready to monetize the Blockchain Bureau Discord group. The Discord group is an academy of information. We trade live 5 times a week inside of the Discord group. We have blueprints. Every single course that I've ever taught, whether it was purchasing cryptocurrency properly 1, 2, and 3, the meme coin course, how to buy and sell meme coins, overseas exchanges. I have over 300 hours of teachings that I'm getting ready to put inside of the Discord group. You have access to the Discord group. You have access to all of those teachings. We set people up for success in the Blockchain Bureau Academy. Let's get it. So I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Bye, everybody.